Welcome back here to Fogarty Arena in Blaine, Minnesota. North American Hockey League Robertson Cup set to get underway between St. Cloud and Anchorage. Again, I'm Ashley Chase for the St. Cloud Norsemen along with Mark Thompson here tonight. Lining up for the opening face-off for the Norsemen, it is Blake Messenberg. Puck is down. Face-off won by St. Cloud, and we are underway. The Norsemen in the home grays that have been the home jersey for the last part of the regular season. First wore them on February 25th against the Minnesota Wilderness and have worn them at home every game since. Well, that is the home jersey here for the Robertson Cup for the Norse. Gray jersey, black pants, black numbers, black helmets with white trim. For the Anchorage Wolverines, they're in their navy with orange numbers and teal trim. The teams home and away tonight. Norsemen are home, Anchorage away, and that will switch in game 2. So if you're watching tonight and you turned on the home feed, tomorrow it will be away. So I wanted to make a note of that right away in case I forget to remind you at the end of the broadcast. Tonight you're home, tomorrow you're away, and that will go back if there is a game 3. Norsemen hoping to set the tone early on what is home ice for one of the Norsemen skaters. Hunter Hansen, forward from Blaine, Minnesota, called this rink home. Played for the Blaine Bengals in his high school career before joining the Norsemen. Not that it's a far place to have a homecoming, but he is doing so this weekend. For St. Cloud, head coach Corey Millen, assisted by Clark Custer and Eric Schlee. Minute 15 gone by in this one. Teams feeling each other out here. First ever matchup between St. Cloud and Anchorage. Seating in for the Wolverines. Puck takes a hop in front of Bolo, cleared out, and Peyton Hansen saves the day with a stick to assist his netminder and keep that puck out of the back of the net.
Yeah, great defensive play also by Murr in the outset of that rush. Taking out that Wolverine player on the possible 2-on-1.
Kate Peterson with the puck for St. Cloud, as we just mentioned. Hunter Hansen steps on the ice here for his first shift at this Robertson Cup. Jackson Hughes there as well. Nick Young and Wyatt Wurst back on the ice for the Norsemen. Battle along the boards. Puck sent out, a quick pass ahead for the Wolverines to Jackson Kroc. Back out to the blue line and hops into the neutral zone. Nick Young will corral this for St. Cloud. Wurst loses the stick, trying to continue to make a play with his feet, and Max Strand steps in to try and earn this possession back for St. Cloud. Still after it are the Wolverines as Duke Kiffin comes in. Puck sent out of play. 17-18 to go here in period 1. A scoreless game as we're just getting started here at the Robertson Cup. For all of the teams here at the Robertson Cup, it would be a first title. So no matter what, it is going to be a new champion in the North American Hockey League this season.
St. Cloud in their second trip to the Robertson Cup tournament, back when they were the Alexandria Blizzard back in 07. Their last trip. Anchorage, of course, their first year.
Yeah, Anchorage in their first ever season.
Yeah.
This team from St. Cloud has existed for, this is the end of, I think, year number 19 as the franchise, and beginnings in Alexandria. Team moved to Brookings and then arrived in St. Cloud. This is the third year in St. Cloud, second as the rebranded Norsemen.
Anchorage carrying most of the play here the first 3 minutes. See if St. Cloud can get some sustained zone time.
Strand poking at the puck down below the goal line. Kiffin feeds it down low to O'Neill and then Strand. Messenberg awaits, trying to let the Norsemen work this off the wall. Sabo back as well, where he's been dangerous in the slot. This one is going to race down the ice. Messenberg ahead to Strand. He lobs it in. as the Norsemen needed to change. 3.5 minutes gone by here in period one. Still scoreless.
Thought they were going to wave that one off. Good icing call. St. Cloud with the offensive zone faceoff. Decide to see if they can get some good zone time coming, get a good cycle going.
Face-off coming here in the Norsemen offensive zone. Captain Nick Hong on the draw, wins it back to Evan Murr, whose one-timer is stopped by the Wolverines, Rathan Robbins.
Great face-off win there by Hong. Right in to Murr's wheelhouse.
Again, draw one back to Murr, puts it down low. Nick Hong looking for the cleanup in front. Ethan Benz steers it along the wall. Leaves it back for Blake Perbix. This combo of Benz, Hong, and Perbix has been a good one. And one of the things that this Norseman team has done so well in this postseason has been provide some balanced scoring. You know, when you get into the playoffs, your league MVP is going to be marked man. Your top line is going to be a marked group. And they're going to get everybody's best. And they've still been able to be point producers. You know, when you look at playoff scoring for this Norseman squad, Ryan O'Neill still leads the team in playoff points with 11, held, if you will, to 2 goals in the 9 games that have been played so far in the postseason. But again, still leads the Norsemen in scoring despite getting everybody's best efforts against him. Max Strand second on the Norsemen in scoring with 8 points in the playoffs. Broughton Sabo and Peyton Hansen both with 7 points. Broughton Sabo the goals leader in the postseason for this Norseman squad. Here Peyton Hansen ahead to Brandon LaJoy. Had the game winner in game 4 to clinch the series over Aberdeen, and he's hovering in front. Now down into the corner, throws the body as the Norsemen try to work this puck towards the front of the net. Comes in front and just chips off away from Graham McCormick. Nick Young meets Talon Sigurdsson at center ice. Sigurdsson playing as close to home as he has been throughout this hockey season. Playing in the Midwest Division, he would get here to the city's area and play against the now former Magicians, but is a Sartell, Minnesota native, so a little hometown flavor on both these clubs for the opposite team. As Brandon LaJoy is from Eagle River, Alaska. Here, puck comes ahead to Hunter Hansen, works towards the net. Back for Jackson Hughes, fires a shot that goes over the top of the goal, and now battling in the corner, Cade Peterson. Stick goes up and out of play off one of the Wolverines. Puck pushed back in here by Sabo as the Norsemen needed to change. 5.5 gone by here in period 1. 0's on the scoreboard. Puck in the Norsemen offensive zone down below the goal of Robbins. Out to Murr. First team defenseman in the North American Hockey League this season will play his college hockey at Minnesota State Mankato. For the Norsemen, that is one of 8 Division I commitments. 9 total NCAA commitments on this squad. Anchorage had that hot start in that first minute or two, but the Norsemen, I think, gave that right back. You mentioned it before, Mark, but I think St. Cloud's been able to counter in the last probably 3 or 4 minutes. Nick Young feeds this to Nick Hong. The captain-to-captain pass as Hong continues to bring it up ice. Fires the shot that's blockered aside by Robbins. Comes back out to the neutral zone. Leo Gruba, the high school age defenseman that's been with the Norsemen, played 10 games in the regular season and has played every game of the postseason as well. His 20th game in a Norseman uniform here tonight for the Hill Murray Star. Ranked 150th in the North American skaters for the NHL's draft rankings by Central Scouting ahead of this summer's NHL draft. Graham McCormick Sends it around the horn. Anchorage keeps it in. Gruba works that puck back in the Norsemen's favor, but once again kept in by Anchorage. Shot fired from the outside. Comes back out to Morris. And there are two, Cameron and Cooper, the Morris brothers, Anchorage, Alaska natives. Cameron, a left winger wearing 16, and Cooper Morris, a defenseman wearing a number 7. Got a chance to see that pair of Wolverines at Top Prospects back in Pittsburgh in February. Didn't know I would see them on the ice again, but here we are.
Great pace to this first 7.5 minutes. You mentioned the balanced scoring. 17 Norsemen with multiple points here in the playoffs. Anchorage right behind them, though, with 16 of their own players.
And that's saying, quite a bit, because this Anchorage team has not played nearly the amount of games that St. Cloud has in the postseason, earning a 3-game sweep over Springfield in the opening round of the divisional playoffs.
Yeah, St. Cloud a little more battle-tested. The 3-game sweep against Springfield. All 3 games were a 1-goal game, though, so a little closer than a sweep might signify. But St. Cloud certainly had their hands full with Bismarck and Aberdeen.
Central can sometimes be the toughest gauntlet a team faces, and you don't know until it's over.
Well, and Bismarck was one of the hottest teams in the whole NAHL coming into the playoffs. St. Cloud just as hot, though, as they took over.
Yeah, the Norsemen have certainly earned the trip here.
Yeah. And now Anchorage as well. They were fighting with the Wilderness and Janesville. Those 3 teams fighting for the final 2 spots in that West Division. That came down to the final week. Anchorage sweeping the Magicians to ensure their spot.
Norsemen with the puck back in their offensive zone. Comes out to Nick Young. Fires a shot that's blockered aside by Robbins. Scooped up here by the Wolverines. They'll try to clear it out. Young keeps it in for St. Cloud, but sends the puck out of play. 11:03 to go here in period 1. Zeros on the scoreboard here at Fogarty Arena. I want to give a big thank you to St. Cloud Norsemen sponsors Lion Sheet Mill and Heating, the proud sponsor of the Norsemen Network. Lion Sheet Mill and Heating with 2 decades of experience providing service, installation, and repairs for all of your heating, cooling, and air quality needs. You can check them out online at lionheating.com. And we would not be in this Robertson Cup playoffs without the support of sponsors that the Norsemen have, like Premier Real Estate and Noel Johnson, playoff presenting sponsors, season presenting sponsors, and the Norsemen working in front. First Blake Perbix, then Ethan Benz, chipping around the crease. And Robbins keeps this a scoreless game.
Norsemen mounting the pressure there. Anchorage is able to just collapse, though, in front of the net, and all 5 players were right in the vicinity of the crease there.
The Norsemen won game 4 with doing good things around the front of the net. Both the game-tying and game-winning goals were chip-ins in front on multiple shot attempts by St. Cloud. The first by Evan Murr and the second by LaJoy.
Again, St. Cloud kind of tilting the ice here the last 5 minutes.
Nearly the halfway mark of this period number 1. 10:15 to go. Zeros on the scoreboard, but the pace has been, as you mentioned, terrific between these 2 teams.
Yeah, and we talk about the close games St. Cloud had with Bismarck and Aberdeen, but the shots and the zone time was certainly in St. Cloud's favor throughout the first 2 rounds.
Peyton Hansen with the chip in from the right side, gloved up here by Robbins.
As you see here, shots 5-1 early in favor of St. Cloud.
On the ice here for the Norsemen. The arena DJ here in Fogarty is playing Welcome to My House. And the Max Strand World Tours, they are affectionately known in our Norsemen fan base, has a big Welcome to My House sign for Hunter Hansen playing here in his high school rink. And a huge thank you to Brian and April Hansen, Hunter's parents, who are owners of the Sunshine Factory restaurant in Plymouth. Some terrific defense here from Evan Murr, and Tomas Bolo keeps that puck out of the net. Shot and a goal. Wolverines on the board from Colton Friesen, the Winnipeg, Manitoba native. 36 points on the year and puts the Wolverines on top here. 10-17 into the first.
Well, it started out as a great defensive play from Murr as he was able to negate that partial breakaway, but Anchorage able to keep possession of the puck, and they worked it around. Friesen beat Bolo, high glove side. Friesen, their playoff leader in points now with 8 points, 5 goals, 3 assists.
.9:38 to go here in the first. It is 1-0 Anchorage on top of your St. Cloud Norsemen. Friesen from Morris.
Yeah, look, I thought it was Friesen with the goal. The announcer said Patterson, but
yeah, I believe it's Friesen, as 20 was in the vicinity there. I could
big
stand to be
answer
corrected.
there by Bolo.
As you mentioned there, good response. We'll see if St. Cloud can do it on the scoreboard here as well. Cade Peterson puts the puck ahead here. Hunter Hansen gives chase. Throws the body along the wall. Peterson gets there as well. Jackson Hughes looking to lay some lumber. Leo Gruba chips this in the neutral zone, but Sigurdsson will dump it back for the Wolverines. Peterson leaves back for Perbix, flips it in on Robbins, bounces into the back of the net, and he scores! Blake Perbix on the board for the St. Cloud Norsemen, and we are all tied up at 1 apiece with 8:42 to go in the first.
Great up ice pass by Leo Gruba. Up to Cade Peterson, a little creativity off for Blake Perbix, and a heavy wrist shot off the glove of Robbins to tie this game.
Yeah, he got the initial piece of that, and it took a big hop and hopped right into the back of the net. All tied up. For Blake Perbix, that is his 27th goal of the season. And his third of the playoffs. 5 postseason points for the Northern Michigan commit from Princeton, Minnesota. Turn and fire from Ethan Benz, and it's gloved by Robbins.
Well, now the crowd's certainly into it. Great response by the Norsemen. A quick one.
Five on the ice for St. Cloud. It is O'Neill, Messenberg, Strand, Murr, and Sabo. Messenberg, the future Miami Redhawk, lined up on the draw. He will join that Redhawk squad next season. So despite being an 0-2, this will be his last run here in St. Cloud. Strand back to Messenberg. And that shot takes a hop off of Robbins. And Anchorage will send it the length of the ice. And it will be icing. 7:47 to go here in the first, all tied up at 1 on the Lion Sheet Metal and Heating Norseman Network here on Hockey TV. The playoffs presented by Premier Real Estate and Noel Johnson. For all of your Central Minnesota real estate needs, whether buying or selling, contact Noel Johnson or visit premierhomesearch.com.
That goal by the Wolverines seems to have sparked the St. Cloud Norsemen.
Shot there by Gruba, blocked by the Wolverines, and he keeps it in. Pushes it down into the left circle, and again here Gruba gets the glove as Anchorage tried to clear, and they finally do. A couple of players tangled up. Wolverines fans wanted a call. Not gonna get it. Puck back the other way. Strand chips in front of the net. Came racing in on the right side, takes it away, shoots, and it stays out on the left side. Gruba fires this back in for St. Cloud. 7:05 to go here in the first. And the energy in the arena and from both these squads on the ice is incredible. Anchorage works it towards the net. Friesen again, this time back out to the blue line. Far side, Wolverines have it all tied up along the wall. Norsemen working to free it. Wyatt Wurst and Peyton Hansen are there, as the St. Cloud fans are into it. And with good reason, Graham McCormick here takes the freed puck from Peyton Hansen, feeds it ahead to LaJoy. McCormick trying to feed it back from the right side, and it's picked off by the Wolverines. Wyatt Wurst will be back to retrieve here for St. Cloud and get the puck out of harm's way, as both teams needed some fresh skaters. Cade Peterson lobs this in, gives his teammates some time to catch up. Gunnar Johnson beats a man in the left circle as Bolo will come out to play that puck. Still tied up in the Wolverines' offensive zone. Pushed into the right circle. Now shoved down below the goal line. This group here of Bischoff, Weston, and Sigurdsson has been incredibly good offensively. Weston and Sigurdsson, two big firepowers as Kroc steers it towards the net. Sticked aside by Bolo.
Man, Ethan Murr's been sensational defensively here in the first period. Made that nice poke check just moments ago, negating an Anchorage shot.
For Evan Murray, you can see why he has attracted the attention of Mike Hastings and the staff at Minnesota State. Was one of the top defensemen in the North American Hockey League this season. 5 minutes to go here in the first of a 1-1 game. Anchorage picks this up, moves in front of the net, shoot, point blank, stopped by Bolo. Puck stays live, comes out towards the blue line.
Woo-hoo. Great save by Bolo. The failed clearing attempt almost stung him.
Yeah, that was right in front. I believe it was Panasenko on the doorstep for the Wolverines. And Bolo, Johnny on the spot. Psychos with the puck for the Wolverines. They move it back up into the neutral zone, and now we'll give chase, looking for the feed in front, and it's picked off here by Messenberg. Sends it around. O'Neill gets it far side. Races up in front of the Norseman bench. Feeds that puck in before a hit by the Wolverines. Again, O'Neill has been a marked man, facing, we'll just say, a tremendous number of cross checks in the last couple of series, and just continues to battle and find success. Yeah. Just under 4 minutes left here in the first period. Grua feeds it out to Kiffin. Norsemen able to feed that puck in front, but broken up by the Wolverines. Taken away here in the neutral zone. Graham McCormick to Brandon LaJoy. They come in with the puck. McCormick down in the corner, sends it around. Peyton Hansen looking for the feed to LaJoy on the one-timer. Now it comes back to Murr. His shot is blocked and comes back into the neutral zone. Murr up ice, touched in here by Peterson. Takeaway in front, Hunter Hansen chips it into the crease, and it's covered by Robbins. You know, that play right there is that little bit of home rink advantage that Hunter Hansen can see maybe that other players can't. is he knows how the puck hops off the wall in this building. And that's the exact thing we just saw happen there. You know, puck comes off the wall in front, and there he is to be able to try to make something happen in front of the net. I know Hansen had been in and out of the lineup in the opening series against Bismarck, came back in and had a tremendous game against the Wings, including the game winner. Feed in front to Perbix, and it just stays out of the back of the net. What a redirect. Gruba sends a shot in from the outside. Feed comes out.
Yeah, Robbins, Rathan Robbins, the Anchorage goaltender.
Takeaway here by Anchorage. Talon Sigurdsson has it broken up by St. Cloud. Gruba and Nick Young there on defense as Perbix brings it back. Feeds across to O'Neill, fires the shot. Broken up on the way to the net. Gruba tracks it down here near side corner. Wolverines try to clear Max Strand in to make a play and try to keep it in. Has to come back out into the neutral zone.
I was going to say St. Cloud's ran into 2 tough goalies already in the Central Division playoffs. They're running into another one here with Rathan Robbins. .946 save percentage and a .188 goals against so far in the playoffs.
And sometimes I think exactly what's happened in this first period is what each team likes to see. Put one in, and then you're not sitting on that zero, not knowing what the other goalie brings to the table. And both of these teams able to find the back of the net and don't have that shutout
hanging over your head
like that. Yeah. Shot here by Evan Murr, stopped by Robbins.
Yeah, St. Cloud once again dominating in shots. You can't state it enough. You know, they've basically done it throughout the season.
Yeah, St. Cloud averaging 35.3 shots a game in the regular season and only allowing 25.2. Speaks a lot to not only what the Norsemen can do and create offensively by creating those shots, but what the defense does as well, not allowing them to make their way to the netminder on the flip side. Battle here in the neutral zone. Peyton Hansen brings it in for St. Cloud, but he's met by a trio of Wolverines. Icing here, minute 1 remaining in the first in this 1-1 hockey game.
One question I had, so Anchorage, they beat the Wilderness in Game 4 last week, 5-1. They've stayed here, right?
I believe so. I believe so.
I was going to say,
it's a lot of airtime for not much reason. So they've been in Minnesota, I believe, just practicing. Not here. I will make that clear to everyone. As this puck plays down below the goal line, looking for the wraparound was Messenberg. And now Strand with it in the corner. Messenberg steers it back down low. Strand is there. Puck hops out. Messenberg across to O'Neill. Skates into the left circle. Feeds back to Messenberg, touched around here. Strand and one of the Wolverines going after it. Messenberg feed in front to O'Neill, and it's covered up by Robbins. Strand was on his way to pick up the loose change in front.
Great shift there by the Norsemen, trying to close out this period strong, winning the battles along the wall, not letting the Wolverines even get to a clearing attempt.
We'll get the King Hong chants for the Norseman captain as he lines up to take the draw. If players didn't have nicknames or catchphrases at any point in the season before now, the Max Strand World Tour has you covered. Well, for those who don't know, I'll tell you more about him when we get to a break. Prieston comes in, fires a shot wide to the left, and I think Bolo did even get a piece of that with the blocker. It would have stayed wide. but made sure it did so. Takeaway by Perbix at the far blue line. Does he get a shot away? He does, and Robbins has it trapped. What a miscue there. That could have been really a bad way to close out the period for Anchorage. It is 1-1 at the end of one here at Fogarty Arena at the North American Hockey League Robertson Cup. The semifinal series, St. Cloud Norsemen 1, Anchorage Wolverines 1. Welcome back here to Fogarty Arena in Blaine, Minnesota, North American Hockey League 2022 Robertson Cup, the semifinal series. Game 1 of the best of 3, St. Cloud and Anchorage all tied up at 1 apiece at the end of 20 minutes of play. I'm Ashley Chase alongside Mark Thompson for this semifinal matchup. Mark, what we saw in the first period, a great back and forth pace between these two teams who can really get up and down the ice.
Yeah, great pace. What you'd expect, right, from the final two teams of the season. So they've answered the bell. Both goaltenders looking sharp. We talked about, the stats of Raythan Robbins. Thomas Bolo's been spectacular throughout the whole season, and he had to come up big a couple times there in the first period after Anchorage jumped out to a lead. That seemed to pump some life into St. Cloud. They responded quickly and then seemed to carry most of the play there towards the end of the first period, but Bolo having to come up big a few times.
Yeah, Tomas Bolo recognized in the Central for the play he had this year.
3 times, right? 3 times Central Division Player of the Week.
Yeah, and received some end of the season nods as well. Tomas Bolo, the netminder from Slovakia, will get his probable second chance to play for the World Junior team when they redo the tournament later on this summer. And when he does so, he's going to come in with having played a heck of a season for St. Cloud. He's playing in his 47th game out of 70 so far on the year for St. Cloud. Has a 35-8-3 overall record, 216 goals against average, 916 save percentage, and 5 shutouts on the year. Not going to get one of those here this afternoon, but he has been absolutely tremendous for St. Cloud, has been the rock behind a terrific defense that the Norsemen have put on the ice.
And I don't want to say it too early, but I like how the refs have let him play so far.
Of all the things you could be worried about jinxing, I don't think we could do that one. Just under a minute gone by here in period number 2. Is on the ice here for St. Cloud, Benz, Hong, Perbix, Sabo, and Kiffin. Get some fresh skaters out there for St. Cloud as the LaJoy, Hansen, and McCormick line comes across. Here, takeaway by the Norsemen. McCormick steers it around to LaJoy as Peyton Hansen waits up high. Out to the blue line. Broughton Sabo fires a shot, redirected wide to the right. Pushed back into the neutral zone by the Wolverines. DePonio ahead to Friesen. Friesen shoots, and it's off the mark.
Wow.
Friesen with the opening goal for the Wolverines in this one before Perbix tied it up.
Yeah, you talk about Friesen leading Anchorage in playoff scoring. Broughton Sabo just let that blast from the point go. Boy, has he really come to play these playoffs. Already with 7 points, 4 goals, 3 assists. He had the game winner, right? That triple overtime thriller.
Yeah, Sabo has been tremendous. If you missed it on our social media channels earlier this week, I'll give a big shout out to the staff at the Rink Live. Their coverage of the Norsemen this season has been tremendous. If there's been a player who has had a big moment or a good streak or just a good story at any point this season, they have covered it. Just have done a tremendous job covering junior hockey all across the country, but have really provided tremendous coverage of the St. Cloud Norsemen. Have told some really unique and fun stories that get to know the character of these guys. So we've shared a lot of them on social media, but I encourage you to head to their page and check it out. They've just done a really terrific job. But there was just a story with Sabo on there. Max Strand with the puck now. They talked about him with Mr. Hockey. Stories about Gruba and all of these guys that have joined late in the season. Guys who have committed throughout the year. Story on Evan Murr, story on Blake Messenberg. There's just been endless coverage from those guys. So I wanted to give them a big shout out and say thank you for covering St. Cloud Norsemen hockey and helping us grow the game in St. Cloud. Puck comes out to Evan Murr, shot fired, and it's blocked by Robbins. O'Neill after it along the wall.
All created from a great battle win along the near wall. Murr just standing alone in the slot. Robbins getting a shoulder on that one. Great scoring chance.
Hansen pushes around here to O'Neill as Jackson Hughes comes after it. O'Neill will head off and complete this line change. Puck dumped in by the Wolverines so they can do the same. Hansen, Hughes, Peterson, Gruba, and Young. 5 on the ice here for the Norsemen. Jackson Hughes will skate ahead. Taps at this puck. Wolverines will get it back. And we talked before about the balanced scoring, and it's because of things like this. Take away from Peterson. Flips a shot towards the net. Picked up far side there by Perbix, and then back here Peterson has it shoved out into the neutral zone, but maintains control. Pushes it back here to Perbix, and he'll dump it in. Good work there by Peterson as Anchorage pestered.
Yeah, what compete level there by the Fargo native. Just single-handedly took that puck away from the Wolverines defenseman and got a scoring opportunity.
3:40 to play here or 3:40 into period 2 as the puck goes out of play.
How about the crowd here in Blaine?
It is awesome.
Packing them in.
It is awesome. We've
The
got
North American Hockey League, when they were bouncing around for a while, going, neutral sites, and then now it looks like they found a nice home here in Blaine where, the fans have come out and really, really taken to this event.
And when you have so many Minnesota natives playing in the North American Hockey League, obviously being able to be somewhere in the Midwest where you can be close to the action and get families out to see, there are, I believe, 33 or 34 Minnesota natives across all 4 lineups. 3 teams, both Anchorage, obviously the St. Cloud Norsemen, and New Mexico all have a tremendous number of players from the state of Minnesota. New Jersey, the lone team without, which for a lot of reasons makes a lot of sense. You see that a lot out east where, there's scouts and everything is able to be really centralized, out east and take advantage of that. Travels close for families. Here, puck moved ahead to McCormick. Flips the shot towards the net. Goes off the back of the goal netting as the Wolverines earn it back here. Sabo, though, saying no, takes it away along the wall. Gets it to McCormick, who flips the shot into the glove of Robbins. He'll leave it off for the Wolverines.
Yeah, the Wild's GM, his son plays for New Mexico.
Yeah, there's
Billy
just
Guerin's son.
so many connections here in the state of hockey. Fogarty packed on the home side where we stand. Tremendous number of fans here, and I love seeing the standing room all along the rail packed as well. It's got to be fun for these guys to play in this atmosphere. O'Neill flips the shot towards the net, chipped around in front. Max Strand stays after it. Sabo stays after it. Feeds looking back for O'Neill, and it goes out into the neutral zone. What a tremendous number of chances there for the Norsemen in front of the net, and it's just what we talked about back in the first period and how they got it done in Aberdeen.
You wonder if Robbins even saw that puck coming through. There were so many bodies in front, but heck of a save, multiple saves.
O'Neill this time right side. Tripped in the circle.
Ooh.
Wolverines will move it back out. Comes out to Cameron Morris. He'll chip it in for the Wolverines and head off. Strand flips the puck ahead. That group needed to change. O'Neill stayed out with it so they could get that job done. Ooh. Hunter Hansen quickly in after this, trying to negate a Wolverines opportunity, and does so here. The Wolverines netminder comes out to play the puck, and Cade Peterson was right there.
He's happy to ice that puck.
Oh, a lesser man would have taken horrible advantage of that scenario, and good on Cade Peterson for just staying with the play.
Having discretion, right?
Exactly.
As Robbins made a beeline to that puck. That a smart icing decision.
Lined up here for St. Cloud, Benz and Perbix on the wings of Hong with Murr and Young back. Murr looking for the wraparound, goes up and into the shoulder of Robbins. His mask may have even caught a piece of that one, but keeps it out of the net.
The game Murr has had so far, man, he deserved that one. Yeah, it almost climbed up the blocker and shoulder of Robbins and into the net. That would have been nice.
For Evan Murr, broke onto the playoff scoreboard with his first goal of the playoffs to tie things up late in Aberdeen before LaJoie got the game winner. But Murr, with 6 points in this postseason, is the leading scoring defenseman on this Norsemen team as Hong's backhander is covered up by Robbins. Evan Murr, an offensive defenseman through and through, played a couple of games at forward when the Norsemen needed somebody. He's just done a tremendous job this season, and
wonder if he's got a cheering section here.
Yeah, I did see the Murr family in the house.
Yeah,
the talented athletic family.
Just down the highway in Stillwater.
His brother off playing minor league baseball as well. NC State grad. LaJoie comes in, didn't get all of that shot. Gets all of the second one though, fires it into the blocker of Robbins. Robbins got that shoulder over to the pipe to close the gap, and it just laid into the shoulder and fell into the top of his blocker. 6:29 gone by here in the second period. It's a 1-1 game.
Identical saves the last two sequences.
Aiden Weston, one of the top scorers on this Wolverine squad, comes up left side, tries to shovel it towards Bolo. Norsemen keep it away. LaJoie trying to steer this puck away. Murr gets a piece in front. Weston still working towards the net, and Bolo keeps it out. Young and LaJoie, a little push and shove with some Wolverines after the whistle there, as that puck was not only stopped by Bolo, but stayed out and was, I think, going to be live off to the left, and they were still hacking away in the crease.
Yeah, mad scramble in front. Puck never frozen. Not sure if they blew the whistle because the net got knocked off, but fortunately for St. Cloud, we get a face-off. Well, the Norsemen continuing to unload the pucks this period. Up on shots 9-3 here early in the second.
Norseman moving in with the puck. O'Neill leaves it back for Strand. He puts it down below the goal line. Karam's out, picked up by Kroc for the Wolverines. Tries to carry it back the other way, but is met by the Norsemen. They continue to battle. Allen sends it down low, picked off here by Strand. Kroc battling now with Kiffin. Norseman trying to free the puck. Messenberg is there. He'll pull back here to Broughton Sabo. Sabo sends it ahead. O'Neill pushes it in, one hand. Met by Allen. Messenberg around to Gunnar Johnson. The Wolverines get a stick on it. Lob it up through the ceiling. Norsemen know that move. Fogarty very similar in ceiling height and structure here to the MAC, the Norsemen home ice. Takeaway here, Kroc ahead. Shot fired and saved by Tomas Bolo as the Wolverines trying to get the go-ahead. Here another chance broken up by the defense of Gruba. Jackson Reinecke, the Faribault, Minnesota native, with that shot on Bolo.
Incredible opportunity there for the Wolverines as they read that pass up at their own blue line, able to step in front of that and run away on what could have been a 2-on-0. I thought maybe some creativity was going to come, but a shot by Reinecke, but a nice slow pad save by Bolo. Keeps the game tied.
11:49 to go here in period 2. As a quick shot off the draw here is stopped by Tomas Bolo. Shots on goal, somewhat unofficially, 25-10 in favor of St. Cloud. Much on par with what they have done throughout the regular season and into the playoffs. The Norsemen have been outshot just 5 times in 60 regular season games and not once in 9 playoff games, and it would take a Herculean effort, I think, to turn the tide on shots in this one as we're nearing the halfway point and they've got a 15-shot advantage. Hong pushes this ahead, was looking for Perbix and then Benz, but the Wolverines and Reinecke take it back.
Oh.
Pile up in the corner, and this is going to be our first penalty of the game as...
You heard it in my voice, I was surprised. Yeah. It was legit though, that was a trip.
That sent Nick Young to a hard crash into the boards. That is going to put the Wolverines in the penalty box. Hunter Schmitz, the Anchorage native, with the first penalty of the game. The Norsemen will head to the Rambo power play here with 11:21 left to go in period 2. Rambo in the business of making you look good. All of the apparel, screen printing, embroidery, anything you need to make your team or business look and feel its best. Check out the folks at Rambo. That's RAMBOW.com. On the top power play unit for St. Cloud, O'Neill, Messenberg, Perbix, LaJoy, and Murr. Face-off won by the Norsemen, but the Wolverines quickly flip it clear. Norsemen will head in here. LaJoy, near side wall. Steers it around to O'Neill. Perbix comes off the wall to Murr. Puts it back down low. O'Neill tracks it down. Left circle. Goes to LaJoy. Comes out to the blue line to hand it off to Murr and returns to the slot. O'Neill left side. Perbix down low. Looks for the shot for LaJoy and broken up by Anchorage. Anchorage tries to clear and they'll get it.
Yeah,
Murr was battling for that keep in there at the line.
Yeah, it looked like Perbix had a little bit of trouble locating the puck. O'Neill set him up nicely, and it just glanced off his stick when he tried to come around front for a shot.
Now 52 seconds left in this Rambo power play for St. Cloud. They've got a couple of fresh skaters. LaJoy headed off here for Benz.
But on the penalty kill, Anchorage, you know, you try to cover up the lanes. In that previous sequence might have covered up the sight lines too.
Broken up again here by the Wolverines. There'll be about 15 seconds left in this Rambo power play. Gruba with the puck. He's out there with Hong, Strand, Benz, and Peterson. I don't know if one of the Wolverines got into Bolo, but took a knock to the ice there. Hong looking for the pass. Gets off here to Benz. He skates into the left circle. Uses the backhand to work towards the slot. Wolverines kill off the penalty. Back to full strength. Strand. A great effort to keep that in at the blue line as the Norsemen get fresh skaters.
Anchorage, aggressive penalty kill.
Friesen with the feed over to Corey DePonio, and it's broken up. Norsemen take it the other way. Hunter Hansen with Graham McCormick. Hansen down into the corner. Puck comes out to Kiffin, tries to play it back down low, and the Wolverines take it away. Good feed up the ice. Looking for Cameron Morris. steers it around, out to the blue line. Hennon's shot blocked by the stick of McCormick. They send it back down low. Cameron Morris is there. Works into the left circle, back up to Hennon, right side blue line. Down into the right circle, along the wall. Curls, but it's picked off by Peyton Hansen. Anchorage keeps it. Stays in at the blue line, looking for a deflection in front, and Bolo has it covered. Tomas Bolo saw that at the exact right moment because the incoming man, Matt Johnson, the Calgary native, was headed after that one. And St. Cloud keeps this a 1-1 game.
Yeah, that was Anchorage's best sustained pressure here in the second period. Ended up with a nice tip on net, which Bolo, another left pad, saved to keep this game tied.
Matt Johnson, a future teammate of Brandon LaJoy, both a pair of 0-1 forwards. They will play their college hockey at Alaska Anchorage. LaJoy, native of Eagle River, just outside of Anchorage. Here, Blake Perbix up the ice, flips a shot, stopped by Robbins. It comes back in front and takes a hop. Stays out, again in front, stopped by Robbins, and this time cleared by the Wolverines.
Wow. Robbins stymieing the Norsemen 3 times with his pads.
Nick Hong skates in, right side. Down below the goal, feeds in front, Perbix looking for another goal. Pushes that through the crease, but Robbins covers up.
Tried to bring it back to the forehand and roof it, but just could not pull that off. Otherwise, that would have been an incredible goal.
Yeah,
Anchorage fortunate that the turnover down low didn't cost them.
And that's a move that Perbix certainly has in his wheelhouse. He absolutely loves to curl around the net and flip that puck high. And just didn't happen on that time around.
This place would have exploded. He's from just up the highway too, Princeton.
Absolutely. St. Cloud Cathedral ground. I think there's a handful of former state champs that are getting their second chance at a title this weekend here in the cities. Slightly different sized facility.
Yeah.
Blake Messenberg with the puck in the left circle. Pushed back into the Wolverines' end. Out to the blue line. Pushed out of the zone by Max Strand, and now Ryan O'Neill pulls it back. They'll go 2-on-2. O'Neill spins, goes to the backhand. Gunnar Johnson got a piece of that. Wolverines will pick it off and try to go the other way. Talon Sigurdsson, the as local as it gets to St. Cloud talent, has it picked off here by the Norsemen. Sigurdsson, a former Sartell Sabre, made the Wolverines roster as a free agent this summer. Tried out, made it as this puck comes in from the blue line. Robbins covered up, made the stop. A little backhand attempt there by Hughes, nearly stuck past him, and now it's tied up in the corner.
Great play by Clay Allen, the Anchorage defenseman, to cut that off on the post.
Gruba shot through traffic, blocked up and into the netting. 5:58 to go here in the second period. Still tied 1-1, and this has just been a tremendous hockey game.
Yeah, back and forth opportunities here in the second period. No one's really carried the play, I would say. Shots would tell you a different story, but hey, it's the 1-1 that matters.
I think, like you said, shots tell one story, and I think maybe the opportunities, true scoring chances might be a little more even as the Norsemen again with the look in front by LaJoy that is stopped by Robbins.
Yeah, Robbins just looks cool and collected. What a battle on that face-off. 4 or 5 bodies on the ice after that puck drop.
Battle for the puck between these teams eventually makes its way out to the neutral zone, and now here chipped in onside by LaJoie, then pushed right back out to neutral ice. Gruba will fire it in onside for St. Cloud as they needed to finish a change. Puck here on the near side. Ethan Benz pushes it ahead. Would have been off, has to give off here for the Wolverines. And Sabo to Benz. And now Perbix, everybody battling here on this near side wall, as these two teams don't want to give an inch. Sabo collects down below the goal line as Anchorage gets some fresh skaters. The Norsemen trying to move it ahead. Hennon pushes it back in the zone for the Wolverines. The Norsemen get a stick on it. Hong ahead to Perbix. Benz up ahead. Perbix pass picked off by Allen and the Wolverines. Friesen lobs it in. Norseman with the puck here. Feed comes out to the neutral zone. Strand had it. Taken away, though, by the Wolverines. 4:05 to play here in the second period. 1-1 the score. Norseman doubled up in shots on the Wolverines.
Big hit behind the play there. Both teams very disciplined. Their forwards.
Strand moves towards the net. Backhand shot stopped by Robbins. His second attempt on his own rebound stopped by Robbins as well. Tremendous little pick and play there by Strand as he just took that away in the neutral zone, chipped it past a man, and then pulled it back into a 1-on-0 opportunity. And now a little hit behind here in front.
Both teams so disciplined, their forwards. Right as that happens, Strand gets in all alone. But it's really shown how both teams' forwards are really getting back in the play.
Shot from the blue line by the Wolverines. It was Danny Reese. And eventually into the glove here of Bolo. 3:04 to go. 1-1 the score.
You gotta like the flow. Not a whole lot of whistles. Just back and forth hockey. It's been great to watch here.
Unofficially, the opening goal for St. Cloud, Blake Perbix from Cade Peterson. Although I believe the second assist on that might go to Leo Gruba, who I believe made the play. St. Cloud opportunity here. Murr to Benz. Tries to get the backhand shot away, and Hennon prevents that for Anchorage. Here picked off again. Feed over to Benz. Shot fired and stopped by Robbins as Nick Hong was there on the doorstep. And the Wolverines don't like it.
Wow, I thought they caught Robbins back in his net enough. He had net on both sides of him, but somehow came up with that puck as he robbed Ethan Benz.
Yeah, just a tremendous opportunity there. Benz likes this left side. He's been able to kind of snipe some short side on that angle, and he can drop a good pass from there too. That's exactly how the 3 OT winner in game 3 of Aberdeen happened, as Ben skated up there, saw Sabo back, and was able, instead of shooting, to drop that back to a guy who had an open lane and buried it. This face-off win comes back to Gruba, across to Kiffin. His shot blocked by the Wolverines. They're going to take it the other way. 3-on-2 for Anchorage. Bischoff comes in, leaves it back. Working towards the net was Weston, and he was shoved to the ice, I believe, by Kiffin, and now he picks this pass off and will earn the Norsemen back the puck. Leo Gruba pushes ahead. Rathan Robbins out to play it, and it comes to Graham McCormick, who was there trying to make something happen, loses his glove in a little tangle with Robbins. Has to head off before he does any damage. His glove stays out. Jackson Hughes trying to work the puck off the wall. Uses the backhand, steers it down low, but it's broken up
True.
by the Wolverines and sent out of play. Right into a big section of Norsemen fans, but I think they're all good.
Don't worry, I got us covered if it comes up here. That's the Strand band, right?
That is the Max Strand World Tour. Max Strand's family rolls pretty deep. They're not even at full capacity for the family. The rest of them come tomorrow. So if you're watching from home,
more coming tomorrow
we know
night.
you're coming.
Or tomorrow, 4:30, same start.
Minute 35 to go here in period 2. They've been incredibly supportive, not just of Strand, but of this whole Norseman team. Every player on the team has either a fathead cutout or a sign or both. And it's not always possible for families to be there in person as we get a penalty called here in the corner. It's not always possible for families to be in the stands, and the Strand family has certainly taken that upon themselves to cheer on this Norseman team in full. Started late in the regular season when he joined the squad, but has continued throughout this postseason. The penalty is going to be assessed here to Nick Hong as the Wolverines have a skater helped off here. Looks like he'll be all right.
Trip down in the corner after a 4-player battle for it. Tough break there for the Norsemen.
Well, a minute 14 left in the period is going to be spent on the Pantown penalty kill for St. Cloud, the first St. Cloud penalty of the game. Pantown Brewing Company, St. Cloud local-owned brewer on 37th Avenue. Noel, Marty, all the guys involved with Pantown do a terrific job. A great atmosphere to watch a hockey game or grab a cold drink. Lots of craft brews on tap with the guys at Pantown. Weston back out to Allen here on the Wolverines power play. Sigurdsson back out to the blue line. Allen, Weston gives back to Allen. Feed to Weston, fires a shot just wide, missing that top right corner. Young has it tied up along the boards. Pantown penalty killers on the ice. Nick Young, Broughton Sabo, Blake Messenberg, and Graham McCormick. Messenberg fires it off the glass and gets the clear. Good work by the penalty killers for the Norsemen.
What a battle along that wall, along the goal line. 4 or 5 bodies, and St. Cloud comes away with it. Those are the little things that come up huge.
Norsemen keep this from coming in onside for the Wolverines, and they're going to do so again. Chipping this around here, comes over, picked off by Duke Kiffin and backhanded away from the Wolverines. What a tremendous breakup there on the penalty kill by the Minnetonka native Duke Kiffin. It is 1-1 at the end of 2 periods of play. Shots on goal unofficially 32-14 in favor of St. Cloud. The Norsemen will have 47 seconds left on a penalty kill when period 3 gets underway. We're going to hear from head coach Corey Millen in just a few moments here as he will join Kirsten Krull at ice level and talk about what he's seen from the Norsemen so far. It is a 1-1 game at the end of 2 periods, both goals scored in period number 1. Blake Perbix on the board for St. Cloud in the first to even up the score after Colton Friesen had the tally for Anchorage. 1-1 after 2, no scoring in that second period.
I'm down on the bench with St. Cloud head coach Corey Millen, where we're tied 1 apiece through 2 periods. Coach, Wolverines getting that first goal, but your squad coming back just a few minutes later with another one to tie things up. How important was that response?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's big to respond quickly. Things are pretty tight out here, as you can see, and so just got to keep grinding and doing the little things, and and just kind of put pucks to the net. Hopefully, you get a bounce.
And puck possession and shots on goal have been in favor of your team through these 2 periods. Anchorage has been really good defensively, especially at goaltending. What's it going to take in this final period?
Yeah, I think we just got to continue to do what we're doing, put pucks to the net, get there, and just be a little bit more tenacious and a little bit more competitive on pucks. But, yeah, he's been good.
Thanks, Coach. Send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Kirsten. Head coach Corey Millen. The Norsemen and the Wolverines tied up at 1 apiece through 2 periods of play, and we're unable to hear that interview, but one of the things I can recognize Coach Millen saying, probably with my eyes closed, even reading lips, is talking about getting pucks to the net, and that's one of the things the Norsemen have to be able to do and continue to do, because again, when you get those pucks to the net, chip around in front of the goal, good things can happen. And that's been successful for the Norsemen throughout this postseason. They don't all have to be pretty. They don't all have to be highlight reels. And when St. Cloud is hovering around the net front, and going after rebounds and continuing to fire shots like they've been doing throughout this game, they will find success. It has been, a big shot advantage like we talked about. Shots on goal 32-14 in favor of St. Cloud at the end of 2 periods. And, I think we see that continue. Norsemen stay on top of it in front. Obviously the goal to get past Rathan Robbins, who's been tremendous so far for the Wolverines.
Yeah, that was the story of that middle period. St. Cloud did just what they did in the first period, doubling up on shots, but Rathan Robbins, I think, had to make more quality saves in that second period, as it seemed like the Norsemen ramped up their actual quality of their chances.
Yeah, and you just saw in the replay there that play where Perbix was kind of down on one knee, had the opportunity to shoot backhand to Benz, and there was a big stop there by Robbins. He robbed Ethan Benz of a couple of goals there in that second period.
Yep.
Wolverines on the board in the first. Norsemen quickly had the response. Those goals were scored 1 minute and 1 second apart. St. Cloud does not want to stay down if they go down in these playoffs. They have found a way to respond each and every time. And that's a real, you talked about the team being battle tested. It has certainly had been that. More than half of the games had been in overtime for St. Cloud in the playoffs. There have only been 2 of the 9 were not at least just a 1-goal game. There have not been very many multi-goal wins for St. Cloud, but they've had 1 in each series so far, against Bismarck and then against Aberdeen.
Yeah, the team and the fans used to this kind of scenario. They even had to come back in the final 10 minutes of Game 4 against Aberdeen, as they were down 2-1 to clinch that series. Now, Alaska we mentioned, or Anchorage, we mentioned 3 1-goal victories in that first series in their sweep, but then against the Wilderness there was a couple lopsided games, so it's been a while since they've been in a tight third period.
Yeah, I think even going back into the Springfield series, that opening game went to overtime, and that may have been the one. 1-1 at the second intermission here at Fogarty Arena in Blaine, as you're still seeing some highlights of the terrific action that we've seen so far in this North American Hockey League Robertson Cup semifinal between St. Cloud and the Anchorage Wolverines. A little bit about the teams involved in this Robertson Cup playoffs and championship weekend. A lot of Minnesota connections. We talked about them being in the lineups. There are 3 Minnesota coaches involved as well. It's just a very state of hockey centric weekend here for the North American Hockey League. And on top of this event that's going on, obviously the Robertson Cup, the pinnacle event of the season for the North American Hockey League, these teams competing here for a championship. They're also doing so with a ton of prospects in the building and in Blaine this weekend, as teams are competing involved with the NAPHL, the NA3HL, and prospects coming up, 16U and 18U teams throughout this weekend. So they have the opportunity to come here from all over the country, prospects that are going to get seen by coaches that are here from around the North American Hockey League, scouts that are here trying to build rosters for the next crop of North American Hockey League talented players. So it's a great opportunity for them to be able to be here, see the Robertson Cup, see the level of hockey that you can experience here in the North American Hockey League this weekend. So it's cool to have those teams and prospects in the house this weekend as well. Norsemen have a couple of those prospect teams, and I'm sure we'll share some about that on our social media and web channels as well, how that goes over this weekend. But right here in the middle of this Robertson Cup semifinal game number 1, it is 1-1 at the end of 2 periods. Norsemen will be on the penalty kill when we come back for the 3rd period of action. I'll step aside. You can continue to watch along here at this intermission break, thanks to our friends at the North American Hockey League and on Hockey TV. Welcome back to the ice here at Fogarty Arena in Blaine. It's a 1-1 game through 2 periods. Shots on goal, 32-15 in favor of the Norsemen, as St. Cloud will start the 3rd period with 47 seconds of a penalty kill.
Yeah, we'll see how this PK responds out of the locker room. Big first half minute.
Wolverines trying to work the puck in here on the PK. It is Messenberg, McCormick, Sabo, and Young. And the Norsemen get a clear. One of the things the Norsemen have done better than anybody in the North American Hockey League this year is score shorthanded. The penalty kill has not only been a top 7 or 8 group all year, they have also put the puck in the back of the net as well. And now they'll get another clear, and that should just about do it here on the Pantown penalty kill for the Norsemen. Each team with just 1 penalty so far, which you like to see. St. Cloud back to full strength as they shovel it out of the zone once again. Now picked up by Hong as he comes out of the box. Left side, shot onto Robbins. Rebound in front to Hunter Hansen, and Robbins has it covered. Hansen was flying in there.
Whoa.
And the puck just bounced over to him.
Looked like he had a jetpack on his back. Getting after that puck.
Yeah,
So a good start. PK took care of business. Now let's see if this offense can shine here 5-on-5. I like the DJ here.
You throw a little Beastie Boys in my hockey experience, it's a better one.
Yeah.
Norsemen work the puck in front. Wolverines able to clear it out of the crease. It was loose in the blue paint. And now Murr over to O'Neill. Shot, and a remarkable save by Robbins to keep it out.
What a block.
Tee. And then another shot comes in from the outside by Hong, kicked away by Robbins. Murr to O'Neill with a setup. And Robbins shuts the door. Puck worked back into the Wolverines offensive zone, but the Norsemen maintained control for a minute. Now Reese with it, left side, blocked off the skates of Strand. Benz sends it out here to Messenberg. He'll push it ahead to Benz as the Norsemen trying to complete the change. It's going to be offside. 17:55 to go here in the 3rd of a 1-1 game. And
Norsemen.
3rd period, wow, off to a great start.
Norsemen all over him first 2 minutes. I thought it was Clay Allen getting a piece of the O'Neill shot. Because what a feed. When he accepted that pass, he had half the net. But Anchorage certainly pounced on that puck.
On the ice here for St. Cloud, Sabo, Garuba, LaJoy, Hansen, and McCormick. Anchorage here with the takeaway. Cameron Morris looking to feed across. Disrupted by St. Cloud, and now pushed out to the neutral zone, LaJoy. He lobs it ahead. This is a group probably as well known to LaJoy as anybody in the North American Hockey League. Just a ton of Alaska natives on this roster, which makes sense,
6.
especially in year one for the Wolverines.
Yeah,
Played
6.
with a number of these guys, Team Alaska, things like that. LaJoy, part of the Team NAHL that traveled to Russia to play a few years back, has played now in game number 206 in his North American Hockey League career.
Whoa.
Played much of it in Kenai River, joined the Norsemen to start this season and has had a terrific year. Saw his hometown program come back with Alaska Anchorage and has 29 goals in this, his age-out year. Norsemen get fresh skaters there.
Good clear there by the Norsemen.
On the ice here, Strand and Murr defensively. Johnson and Murr defensively. I was looking at Max Strand as here. This is broken up by St. Cloud. Hong, Strand, and O'Neill, the forwards on the ice. Shot there by Strand. Comes out to Gunnar Johnson, who fires a shot. It's broken up. Strand battling for it, along with Hong, who's getting shoved here by the Wolverines. Everybody working after that puck, and the Wolverines send it out to neutral ice before Gunnar Johnson will dump it back and let St. Cloud get fresh skaters. 15:40 to play here in the third period. Wolverines clear it out. Kiffin tried to block it up in the neutral zone. But the Wolverines stay with it, looking to feed in front to Panasenko. And it's a no-go for the Norse. A penalty called here, as St. Cloud will be on a power play. Delayed penalty call here. Gets the extra skater for St. Cloud. Benz, Messenberg, Perbix, Kiffin, Sabo, and Hong. Sabo skates in, shoots, and is blocked aside by Robbins. And finally the Wolverines touch up. 15:01 on the clock here in period 3, and the Norsemen will head back to the Rambo power play.
Yeah,
heading to the box is Matt Johnson.
Behind the net, they were jousting for the puck. Johnson's stick came up a little bit. You got to call that. Hopefully the Norsemen can capitalize here. 5 minutes in.
Rambo power play coming up here for the Norsemen, just the second of the game. Rambo in the business of making you look good. Apparel, screen printing, embroidery, promotional products, anything you need for your team or business, Rambo has you covered. Check them out online. That's rambow.com. On the ice here, they start with the unit of Strand, Gruba, Peterson, Benz, and Hong. Puck chips towards the net through the slot and is cleared out by the Wolverines. Jackson Kroc with the clear here and stays with Gruba, trying to make something happen, either shorthanded or just continue to work time off on this penalty kill. 25 seconds gone by here. Wolverines fans want a call there, but nothing doing. Hong ahead, right circle, down below the goal. Peterson up to Gruba at the blue line. Back to Peterson, up hovering above the Robertson Cup logo before he heads into the right circle. Gruba, left side to Strand, moves towards the left circle. Benz back to Strand, skates towards the faceoff dot, curls around, back to Benz, leaves it. Gruba up top, Strand high left circle. Gruba at the blue line, Peterson right side. Picking its spot, Strand over to Peterson, back up to Gruba. One-time shot blocked in front. I don't know if it went off a Wolverine or maybe Nick Hong, but Norsemen stay after it here. Hong trying to work after that puck. Strand stops it from rolling out of the zone, keeps this power play live here for St. Cloud. Over to Peterson. His one-timer is blocked, and that one's smart. Danny Reese with the blocked shot. Gruba to Strand, left circle, pulls back, up top to Gruba, in the Robertson Cup logo, feed across to Peterson, back up to Gruba, and Strand. Gruba, another one blocked, this one by Talon Sigurdsson. Peterson battling along the wall. Ben skates in, pulls back over to Strand, and somehow stays out. It's Rathan Robbins again with the highway robbery on this Norseman squad. 13 minutes to go in the game. Anchorage back to full strength. And you know, what a terrific power play. That was the second power play unit out for that entire 2 minutes for St. Cloud. And they did just an absolutely terrific job.
Great puck control. Anchorage, though, cutting off those angles, coming through with 3 or 4 blocked shots. I think that last one was blocked by the defenseman.
Yeah, they're just good work by the Wolverines to step into those passes. And it's one of the things the Norsemen do so well. And if you don't do it well against St. Cloud, you're going to be in trouble. 40 shots right now in favor of St. Cloud.
They're going to get Messenberg on an interference or a hold. Oh, a hook.
Wanted to give mention to the...
They got Messenberg on a hook as Anchorage is trying to leave their own zone.
I wanted to give mention to the officials that we have in this game. Our referees are Ryan Siegel and Chaz Naki, as well as Jacob Paw and Tyler Willie, the linesmen. The NAHL launching a next shift initiative to try to grow the number of officials in the game and involved with the North American Hockey League and its counterparts in the NA3 and Tier 1 NAPHL hockey. So check that out on the NAHL website. There's an officiating tab newly created. Feed comes over to Morris and a stop in front. I don't know if it was Bolo or another Norseman who got a piece of it. And now Graham McCormick racing after it shorthanded was held.
Yeah, I thought another call was going to come there.
So did the Norseman bench. They wanted it. Takeaway here by Peyton Hansen. Skates in, flips the puck. Backhand shot stopped by Robbins. Young keeps it in here for St. Cloud. Feeds it down to Hunter Hansen. Both Hunter and Peyton Hansen have had terrific shorthanded success this year and had a couple of great chances there. Puck comes out to Hennon at the blue line. Blocked in front. Hennon keeps it in.
Intensity's ratcheting up here.
50 seconds left as the Norsemen clear the puck out here on this penalty kill. One of their top PK men is who was in the box on both of the penalties so far for St. Cloud. And the guys who've stayed out on the ice have done the work. Worst, McCormick, Sabo, and Hong on the ice right now. They get a piece of the Hennon shot on its way to the net. Hennon over to Johnson. Back out to Hennon. Pulls back, and the Robertson Cup logo tees up the one-timer for Friesen, and it goes out of play. 10:37 to go in the third period of a 1-1 game. 13 seconds left in this penalty kill for St. Cloud. And Norsemen
Friesen just hanging out. Friesen hanging out on that far dot. The pass was in his wheelhouse, but just couldn't connect on that one. Fortunately for the Norsemen, it sailed off the netting. Friesen just 36 points during the season. I shouldn't say just, but he was down the leaderboard for the team lead, and he's really exploded here in the playoffs.
Friesen with the opening goal here. The only goal tonight here for Anchorage.
Yeah, Sigurdsson is their team leader in the regular season with 59 points.
Battle in the corner, and Nick Young slaps this one to the other end of the ice as the Norsemen are back to full strength. Johnson met by Young, and he is hit by Johnson. Thought I saw knee-to-knee contact as Young is trying to get off the ice.
The ref missed that one.
Absolutely.
For all they let him play, that one was right in front of him, and he missed that hook. Does his stick, or unless he thought maybe just the stick got tangled and it was unintentional.
Norsemen have served a lot of penalties for sticks that have gotten tangled this season.
Yeah, hopefully he's going to be okay.
Nick Young, one of the stalwart players on this Norsemen team captain, the 0-1 defenseman from Raleigh, North Carolina, Avon Old Farms alum.
So is that, he just like lost an edge?
No, I saw the contact. I thought it was knee-to-knee contact, but I would need to take another look.
No, I'm saying on his way to the bench.
No, he stayed down. He had the contact to the knee. He didn't want to put weight on it, getting over to the bench. They took a look at it. And him over on the bench now. Norsemen working for this puck. 1-1 game, 9:45 to go. Puck comes to O'Neill. Wolverines break it up in front. On the ice here for St. Cloud, Murr, Johnson. I think fresh forwards coming. Benz, Hong, and now Perbix.
Looks like he's up on the bench.
It's good to see.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be able to come out on the ice though.
He's still back there. 9 minutes to play here in the 1-1 game. Now we can see Young back on his feet on the Norsemen bench. It'll take a lot to keep him out and off the ice. Block shot by Blake Perbix, and he moves the puck ahead to Ethan Benz. I think caught just a little bit of a rut maybe here on the near side, or he would have been off to the races. Wyatt Wurst, a quick pass ahead to Brandon LaJoy. Comes in right side. Tied up along the wall, Peyton Hansen, Graham McCormick there as well. Peyton Hansen fires a shot just wide to the left of Robbins, comes out to the neutral zone as Gruba takes a big hit right at the red line between the two benches. This will be icing. 7:41 to go here in the third period. Shots on goal are 41-16 in favor of St. Cloud. This game has stayed 1-1 thanks to what's gone on in goal. Rathan Robbins has just been absolutely tremendous. The Norsemen have had so many opportunities.
You think one's going to pop for him here. With all the standing room here, we're almost at capacity here at Fogarty.
Anchorage with the puck. Dumping it in here from the neutral zone. Bolo will stop it up. O'Neill right side. Wheels around the right circle. Flips a shot in on Robbins that he blocks down and covers. 7:18 to go here in the third.
Yeah, he's been covering those posts. Both sides tonight. It's going to take something to get one by Robbins tonight, that's for sure.
Well, they're playing our song as Thunder is going off in the building. Norseman mascot Thunder has been roaming around here at Fogarty as well. We'll see if they can put a little thunder on the ice and get ahead.
Well, all the zone time and all the forechecking that they've done all night, you just hope it comes to fruition here in the final 7 minutes. I think.
Couple Norsemen skaters tied up along the wall. Murr ends up with the puck. And then Anchorage pushes it back out to the neutral zone. Gunnar Johnson gets a stick down on this and battles with Panasenko to help the Norsemen trying to get this puck back. A screen here. Panasenko lobs a shot. It goes high over the top of the Norseman net. Benz works to the right side. Shoves the puck to Peyton Hansen. Hansen looks for Young, fires a shot through traffic and nearly got redirected in front.
2 Norsemen alone in front and tipped it just wide.
Anchorage clears it the other way. It'll be an icing call. 6:07 to go here in the third period of what has been an exciting back and forth hockey game. Deserving of this Robertson Cup championship week. Semifinal game number 1 between the Central Division champion St. Cloud Norsemen and the Midwest Division champion Anchorage Wolverines.
New Mexico and New Jersey are next. A couple great series in those divisions as well.
It took a lot of overtimes and a lot of games to get here.
Yeah, what a playoffs. What a playoffs it's been this year for the NAHL.
Yeah, both the Norsemen and New Jersey took 9 games to get here. New Mexico 10 and Anchorage just 7. If you're wondering why Anchorage is in the Midwest, it is because that is where they travel. The 3 teams from Alaska fly into Minneapolis and then can more easily compete against the rest of the teams that are in that Midwest division. Has the puck taken away in the neutral zone. Over to Ryan O'Neill, pulls back, trying to work a shot away, but the Wolverines kept a stick on the stick of O'Neill and prevented that.
Great pursuit there by the Wolverines.
Trying to take it the other way, a shot lobbed in and off the pad of Bolo, who makes the stop. Bolo's not going to get credit for a ton of saves in this game as the Norsemen are so heavily outpossessing and outshooting the Wolverines, but the stops he have made have been really important to the Norsemen being able to keep this game 1-1 as Rathan Robbins has been peppered on the other end and stood tall. Here the Wolverines try to move up the ice. Outnumbered by the Norsemen as Gruba and Murr were back. LaJoy there as well.
And that can be an unsung unsung part about a goalie's game is having to stay focused even though you're not that busy.
Leo Gruba fires a shot from the right circle, stopped by Robbins. 4:39 to go here in period number 3. Will it be more overtime for the Norsemen, or will someone from St. Cloud find the back of the net? It's a 1-1 game late here in the third. Young and Murr on the ice defensively. Benz and Perbix on the wings of Messenberg at the moment.
They played the Rocky theme as Young came back on the ice.
All but appropriate.
That is clever.
Benz and Messenberg working along the wall. Perbix tries to free that puck. Anchorage gets the stick on it and they'll lob it out. Ahead to Cameron Morris, taken away by Murr and Young. Defensemen did their job there. Anchorage knocks this back in, and St. Cloud will get fresh skaters. Young and Murr come out with it. Young got to test out the legs, and they're working just fine. 3:45 to go here in the third. Kiffin dumps this back in. Robbins stops it up. Out to Cooper Morris. Now back into the neutral zone. Wyatt Wurst first to get there. Kroc takes it away. Nick Hong skates in.
Oh.
And the feed intercepted by Duke Kiffin. Puck stays in for Anchorage, kept in at the blue line, but now the Norsemen take it away. I think it was Kiffin again. Out to Strand in the neutral zone. Peterson dumps it in as St. Cloud got a few more fresh skaters out there.
Great block by Cade Peterson.
Here, Peyton Hansen with it. I think LaJoy with a check to get this away. Peyton Hansen works in front, and the puck steered just wide. Gunnar Johnson, tremendous pass up the ice to Peyton Hansen, and they call it offsides. Woo! 3:01 to go, 1-1 on the board.
Yeah, I got a little excited for that pass, trying to spring him free, but he had Wolverine defenseman bearing down on him, just a half a stride ahead. How about the man hours going in to making those signs?
There are a lot of hours. A lot of hours gone into making the...
And the creativity, that is great.
They're the most clever. Anyone who's been following us on social media has seen a lot of them, but not even scratched the surface. There's just some terrific, and there's some new ones tonight as the Norsemen tripped up there in the neutral zone. Messenberg and Benz bring this in. Perbix ahead, Messenberg pulls back, fires, rebound comes right back on his stick like a yo-yo. And Anchorage able to break it up and clear it out.
Whew. I think Anchorage got away with a couple dumps there.
2:10 to go here in the third. 1-1 the score. Shots on goal 44-17 in favor of St. Cloud. Evan Murr with the puck. Top of the right circle, over left side to Duke Kiffin. Puck comes in front. O'Neill held up by Psychos there in front of the net. And Anchorage will clear it out. Murr and Sigurdsson racing after this. A couple of speedy guys there. Murr ahead to Hong, leaves off here for Strand, gives to O'Neill. O'Neill pulls back right side, chips it over to Strand, moves it in front, and nobody there to put it home. Murr fires it back down low, takes a hop off the wall. Minute 15 to go here in the third period. Weston tries to bring it back in for the Wolverines, but Murr pokes it away. Puck stays put in the neutral zone as Kiffin then lobs it back in for St. Cloud. Anchorage will send it the length of the ice. They're going to say it was deflected and not icing as Kiffin will go after it, try and tie this up for St. Cloud. Before the Norsemen can maybe try to move this out of danger. There, Peyton Hansen sends it around the horn. Kept in by Allen for the Wolverines. Wolverines feed in front. It comes back to Friesen. His shot blocked, I believe, by McCormick, but the Norsemen get a block there. Friesen looking for the feed in front. Comes out far side. Puck put into the right circle. Another block shot, that time by Peyton Hansen. Graham McCormick will lob it out. 20 seconds left in regulation. Cameron Morris brings it in for the Wolverines. Unable to get the shot away as Sabo laid down in the lane. Shot in front, deflected by the Wolverines and Jackson Kroc, but couldn't put it past Bolo and the Norsemen. It's all tied up in the corner. We're all tied up. Final horn of regulation. We're going to overtime in Game 1 of the North American Hockey League Robertson Cup semifinal series between St. Cloud and Anchorage.
Part of the playoff script. The way it's been. Bolo coming up huge in the final minute there. Anchorage saving their burst until the last minute, and they got through with a couple grade A chances. But Bolo, we talked about that, you know, that can be even tougher than you think, is trying to stay focused and ready when you haven't been busy all period, but he certainly came through in the final minute.
Well, it is a 1-1 game at the end of 3 periods of play as we will head to overtime, something that the Norsemen know all too well.
Yeah, dominate during the first 3 periods, but can't quite put the game away. And now it is heart wrench time for everybody.
Well, certainly familiar territory for St. Cloud, who has been in multiple overtimes and multiple series so far in this postseason. Nothing new for the Norse as we head to overtime here. You're seeing some of the highlights of the action from throughout this game. I'll step aside, let you enjoy, and we'll be back in 14 minutes for the start of overtime. It's a full intermission and then 20 minutes on the board for sudden death overtime. That is what is coming up here in Game 1 of the semifinal series between St. Cloud and Anchorage here at the Robertson Cup. Puck is dropped and we're underway in overtime here at Fogarty Arena in Blaine, the 2022 Robertson Cup here in the North American Hockey League. A national championship on the line as Max Strand is tripped here by the Wolverines. And just 18 seconds into the overtime period, the Norsemen will head to the power play.
Well, that's the start you're looking for. Anchorage, just the 3rd penalty called all game, so the Norsemen, prime opportunity, 18 seconds into overtime to send everyone on this side of the rink home happy.
Top power play unit out for St. Cloud. O'Neill left circle. Sets up LaJoy with a one-time shot, just goes high over the net.
Oh my, he had that bar tagged there. Just got under it though. He had Robbins again deep in his crease a little bit, but just mistimed that shot.
Perbix gives off here to Murr. Sends it around the horn. And the Wolverines look at the clear. This is a Rambo power play for the Norsemen. Rambo in the business of making you look good. Apparel, screen printing, embroidery, anything you need to make your team look its best. Visit rambo.com, rambow.com. 1:05 remaining in this power play. On the ice here for St. Cloud. Blake Messenberg brings it across with Brandon LaJoy, Evan Murr. And now pushed out by the Wolverines.
Pretty good stick work there by the Wolverines at the blue line.
O'Neill races back in. Broken up by the Wolverines. A couple of fresh skaters out there for St. Cloud. Bolo comes out to play the puck towards the blue line. There's 30 seconds remaining in this penalty to the Wolverines. Peterson to Benz, back to Strand, over to Benz here along the near side wall. Directed down low and cleared by the Wolverines. 2 minutes gone by here in this overtime period. 10 seconds remaining on the man advantage for the Norsemen. Benz ahead to Hong, kicks it in between his skates, gives off to Strand, moves towards the net, pulls back. Benz to Peterson, fires a shot, and it's stopped by Robbins.
Wow. Well, he has on his mark just outside the crease as he cut that angle off. Good power play there by the Norsemen. And great puck movement early on in that power play, but still just can't get one by Robbins so far.
Norsemen with the puck in the offensive zone. Chipped out here by Friesen for the Wolverines. He's ahead with Cameron Morris. Leo Gruba, Graham McCormick back there to break it up. McCormick over to Hansen. Hansen ahead to LaJoy. Brings it in. It's 3-on-3. Broken up here and cleared out by the Wolverines. That had a real NHL overtime feel to it for a moment, the 3-on-3 skaters racing ahead.
Yeah. Seems like maybe you got to get a body in front of Robbins, and really that's the way to get to beat him, is just take away his sight lines. Yeah, a lot easier said than done.
Wolverines working here with a shot from Allen from out at the blue line, stopped by Bolo. Tomas Bolo has been solid when called upon, as he was there again. Gets a stick on that and shoves it aside.
Yeah, he's got incredible composure in between the pipes for St. Cloud.
This will be icing here for the Wolverines. 16-19 to go here in overtime period. Shots on goal 46-20 in favor of St. Cloud. Lots of noise from the Strand fans in the house. If you're following along on social media, head to Twitter, the NAHL hockey account, the little overtime challenge. Pick the winner and someone's going to take home a league branded hat. So get your picks in now. I saw lots of picks for Strand. Saw a pick for Young, and there's a shot by Young. Here the takeaway by Strand, pulls back, lobs the shot, goes off the back wall, is laying on the back side of the net. Comes into Robbins, just misses on the left side, rolls just inches past the pipe. Johnson with the puck for the Wolverines. He's tangled up with Young. They both hit the ice. Anchorage stays after it. Shot lobbed. I don't know if Bolo saw it, and it stayed out.
Yeah, that one whistled wide, fortunately for the Norsemen. Previously, though, on that offensive sequence, Nick Hong started all that by intercepting that clearing attempt.
Wolverines with some attempts here. This one blocked by Strand and has the stick taken out of his hands. Will get another whistle. That is the second penalty drawn by Mr. Hockey, Max Strand, in this overtime frame.
You almost want to say a penalty shot, because he would have been off all alone if he didn't slash a stick out of his hands.
If only the rules worked that way.
Yeah. Well, now can they capitalize? Momentum building from that first power play. Anchorage have had them on their heels all game. Have they worn them down enough?
Top power play unit out here for the Norsemen. Rambo power play. Murr at the blue line. O'Neill left side. Messenberg on the right. LaJoy in the slot. Net front for Perbix. Murr dekes a man out of his shoes. His shot. Rebound comes out to O'Neill. Gets a second look at it, and the Wolverines are going to clear. My goodness, the skates are still planted in the ice after that move by Murr.
Well, it all started from the face-off. You see how the Norsemen just battle when that puck drops to maintain possession and open up that power play.
O'Neill, right side. Lobs this around. LaJoy goes after it. Perbix there as well. Weston unable to take it away for the Wolverines. He had a good play on it, but Messenberg got there. Tied it up. Now tied up along the wall. LaJoy skates in after it. It gets chipped out into the neutral zone. Evan Murr back to track it down. Sends it ahead to look for Ethan Benz, as there's a minute left in this Rambo power play. Partial change here as Benz hops in for LaJoy. Now Messenberg will hop off. Peterson on to go into the right side. Murr over to Peterson. One-time shot. Takes a hop. And somehow the Wolverines get a stick down on it and clear. What a look. I knew the change coming. Could see Peterson sneak in as Messenberg headed off, and the Wolverines didn't know he was there. Had the shot. The rebound came out. Nearly put home. A couple of loose pucks in front have been all that Anchorage could handle. The Norsemen have brought it here in overtime. Benz Leaves it back here for Peterson. Over to Gruba. Back to Peterson. 15 seconds left in the power play. Benz and Hong in the slot and net front. Strand to Gruba. Back to Strand left side. Gruba to Peterson as time expires here. And the Wolverines back to full strength. Benz, his shot. Gets deflected. Takes a high arcing bounce like a free throw before it drops down. Tracked down in the neutral zone by Gruba. What a Herculean effort by both the Norsemen power play and Rathan Robbins so far in this overtime. Battle along the far wall. Here's Hunter Hansen. Taken away here by the Wolverines. Picked off in the neutral zone by Peyton Hansen. Skates in, fires a shot, goes off the iron. Peterson picks it up, keeps it in. Broughton Sabo fires a shot. It's blockered aside, and all the Norsemen fans were on their feet because they've seen Broughton Sabo do it 4 times in this postseason. 12:20 to go in this overtime frame as it's going to be icing here on Anchorage.
Well, they beat Robbins, but the crossbar held St. Cloud from winning that one, and then Sabo walks right in and tries to beat Robbins on the blocker side, but couldn't. Timeout. Anchorage, like I was saying earlier, they gotta be gassed. They've been back on their heels, giving up 48 shots. Can the Norsemen close it out here? Shots 48-20.
Can enjoy the atmosphere here at Fogarty Arena in Blaine. It has been electric. You mentioned it before. It's got to be near capacity. Probably a little tough to know with so many people sprawled all around the building, but there is not a free corner to stand.
That's what I was saying, that you take the standing room, you fill it into the little amount of seats that are left, and it is a sellout. So that's great for the league, great for junior hockey, great for these players.
Well, we're back underway. 12:05 to go here in this overtime period. The puck flipped in here by Anchorage. Shot fired from the outside, blocked by the Norsemen. Sabo shoves this up and out of play. 11:42 left in this overtime period. Shots on goal are 48-21 in favor of the Norsemen. St. Cloud comes into this with a 47-18-3-1 overall record. Anchorage 39-24-4. What was kind of remarkable is throughout the regular season, the Norsemen played a handful of overtime games, but they have played more in the playoffs than in the entire regular season.
And you think, is that gonna catch up at some point, right? All the extra shifts.
Well, more on that in a moment. Max Strand skates in. Psychos was there to break it up, and Strand still pretty much kept possession of that the whole way through, like he was dribbling towards the net.
Oh, I thought Sabo got interfered with there.
Here the feed across, and it's in. Missed call on one end, and Anchorage took advantage on the other.
Unfortunate ending there for St. Cloud as Sabo got upended there, springing a 2-on-1 the other way.
A massive miss, and it took the defenseman out of the play, and Anchorage walks down to the other end of the ice and scores. The captains are talking to our officials on the ice.
Yeah, a game dominated by the Norsemen. You've seen it time and time again in hockey, though. Takes one little instant like that. Unfortunate to have it end that way. So hope they can bounce back. Backs against the wall once again.
Coaches shake hands as the officials are going to head off. The Wolverines get the win 2-1 at 8:53 of this overtime. Norsemen, who absolutely dominated the offensive play in this game, unfortunately not able to dictate the result. 2-1 your final score as Anchorage takes game 1 of this best of 3 semifinal series. St. Cloud has had their backs against the wall before. They came away with a game 5 victory over Bismarck to
and
advance out of that. Yeah, and they did that on the road. So twice the Norsemen with the facing elimination in that opening series, and were able to get the job done. And I have no doubts they'll be able to bounce back tomorrow afternoon. Not the end that the Norsemen were looking for to game 1. A 2-1 win for the Wolverines in overtime.
Yeah, I hope that they, I mean, what more can you ask? They brought their game today, pumping shots left and right. They just could not get that second goal by Robbins. So they're going to have to bring it again tomorrow, keep their season alive.
Jackson Reinecke with the overtime game winner for Anchorage to take this game 2-1. The Norsemen, beyond doubling up in shots on that Wolverine squad, and they will have to find a way to get it past Rathan Robbins tomorrow to keep the season going. The Norsemen drop game 1 of this best of 3 series, so they'll need to win 2 to get it done. It'll start tomorrow, Saturday, 4:30 here at Fogarty Arena in Blaine, Minnesota. If you were not able to make it today, you should try to make it tomorrow, because it will be a heck of a game here at the Robertson Cup. We're gonna sign off here so they can get set up for the second semifinal game, getting started between New Jersey and New Mexico. Again, your final score, Anchorage 2 and the Norsemen 1 in overtime. The Wolverines take the 1-0 series lead, and the Norsemen will have to win on Saturday to keep the season alive. For Mark Thompson here today, I'm Ashley Chase on the Lion Sheet Metal and Heating Norsemen Network. Thank you to our playoff sponsors, Premier Real Estate and Noel Johnson, for bringing us this far. We'll say so long for now. St. Cloud 1, Anchorage 2 in overtime. Tune in again tomorrow. Follow along on social media for all of the coverage from here at the Robertson Cup in the North American Hockey League. National championship on the line this weekend, starting with this semifinal series. Who's going to hoist the cup? We will find out as this weekend continues. We will see you back here tomorrow on Hockey TV.